So oftentimes, my wife asks me to go get something she forgot. Usually, this is when we are laying in bed and she forgot her drink or something downstairs. Most of the time, I will go get it. Although there are lots of aspects of our marriage where I feel like she wants me to pay for her laziness, such as driving her very dirty car and she gets to drive mine, which I keep clean. So there is a bug in my brain that simply doesn't like to do things because she was absent-minded about it. But again, usually I will go get it. Yesterday this happened, and I ran downstairs and brought her phone to her. Then immediately she said she forgot something else. Her drink, I think? Mind you, I had just busted my toe up not an hour before outside, ripped skin and bleeding. Doesn't feel too great to walk, but not a huge deal. This, combined with the slight annoyance that she doesn't just get up and do it herself, led me to say, "No, you can get that one." And when she became bothered by this and continued to press that, I go get it. I told her that I didn't want to, and I felt like she's taking advantage of me because she wants to be lazy. Her excuse was that she didn't have her shirt on and her dad lives in our basement and might come up at 11 p.m. and see her. I noted that I was in my underwear as well and had the same excuse of not wanting to get dressed. Ultimately, this blows up. I still said no, and her argument is that I should just love to serve her. Starts comparing me to other husbands who, she is sure, all want to serve their wives. I don't view it that way because 90% of days I work downstairs and take care of the kids simultaneously so she can sleep. I try to cook food that's egg white free, gluten free, and milk free to accommodate her. I simply didn't want to go get her drink downstairs. Please tell me if I'm in the wrong here. I can handle being wrong. I just don't feel like I am. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. She does little acts of service if I ask. The dynamic, though, is that I hardly ask. I don't want to put her out for something my lazy butt can do, so it feels silly for me to request something, unless she's already on her way or whatnot. She did know about the toe. It happened when she was with me. She does have a pretty forgetful mind, but I wonder if that's just from a lack of caring. Thanks for your input and everyone else's. It's the fact that it becomes such a big deal that gets to me. Like our marriage must be pretty unstable if this rocks it to the point I feel the need to seek validation. Comment 2. Married for just shy of 12 years, my husband and I both love doing things for each other, but there is a line. If my husband asks me to do A, I happily do it. However, should he forget about asking for B at the same time, that's on him. He can do it himself. Same if I ask him for something. Marriage is a give and take thing, which does not mean you give and give and give while she does all the taking. Marriage is about balance, compromise, trust. Your wife is taking advantage of you. Not the idiot, but she is. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I'll get things for anyone if it makes sense. Like I'm getting a drink for myself or already in the kitchen, so I can certainly grab something while I'm there. And if we're both sitting down and my husband asks me to get something and I know he's tired, I'll probably get it. But I'm not a maid, so there are times where I'm like, no, I'm not going to do X just because you don't want to do it. How hard is it to put on a shirt to run downstairs? Harder than you going down with a busted toe. Now, for the next story. This afternoon, my boyfriend came back from being out. He asked me to transfer him $10 to get food and that he is going to the library for the day to work because he's very angry and needs space. I understand needing space. Where I have an issue is not telling me what I did to make him so angry. He says telling me will cause nothing but trouble. He's refusing to speak to me, so stonewalling me, and I am ready to end the relationship over this. He thinks I am being irrational. I get if he doesn't want to talk about it right away because he needs time to cool off, but at least tell me why. Am I wrong for being upset that he still has not said what made him this angry? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. So, dude asked for space to cool off, you didn't give it to him, and are now mad he didn't cool off. You're the idiot. Dude didn't even say he was mad at you. He just needed some space for a day. I mean, poop. He could be tweaked about something at work even. Y'all don't have to be with each other and in each other's brains 24/7. Comment 2. Not the idiot. His behavior is manipulative and toxic. It's very childish. You deserve better. The bare minimum he can do is tell you why he's upset so you're not sitting there anxiety-ridden, racking your brain, questioning everything. Comment 3. I did give him space. He spent the entire day at the library. I was home. I said I have no issue with the space. It was not telling me what he was angry about. He even could have said it wasn't me if that's the case. Now, for the next story. So, here it goes. I don't want to invite my aunt to my wedding because her daughter molested me when I was 6 years old many times at sleepovers. I remember going to tell my mom and my aunt at one point, and I remember hearing, "But that's my sister," in regards to my mom defending my aunt and minimizing what had happened. As if, "But that's my sister, so her daughter couldn't have actually molested you." I remembered this assault when I was 14, randomly one day all at once. Like I hid it deep in my brain, because that moment hurt so bad. I convinced myself the whole thing was a dream for many years. I don't want to invite my aunt to my wedding and be reminded of what happened. My aunt is also crazy and will spend my whole wedding with my mom gossiping and being trashy, where I want my mom to spend time being around my new family, being her genuine self. My aunt lives across the country. The travel, the hotel, all of that is so stressful. I'm not inviting anyone from out of state for that reason. I just want a small wedding. My parents and I. That's all I want. My mom grew up in an abusive home where my aunt was her older sister who took care of her like a mother. So I feel that my mom always feels in debt to her. My mom says, "But you need family there to show we're not all crazy." And I'm like, how about just be real and be cool with just you and Dad? You and Dad are enough for me to be happy. We don't need to keep up appearances. I feel like my mom is being selfish, not understanding that my wedding is for me. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Be firm about your reasons. Say you don't want the people who abused you at your wedding not to be reminded of them. And that's a firm, hard line. That your mother needs to respect your feelings and your boundaries or keep her distance herself. I'm so sorry. I wish you all the best. Comment 2. Not the idiot. This is your special day and you deserve to be happy. My daughter recently got married and she didn't want to invite her grandfather, her aunt, or her uncle. They are horribly racist and homophobic. I stood behind her 100%. Your parents need to stand behind you too. Comment 3. So, not the idiot. You are a child of trauma, and you do not need that at your wedding. It is your wedding, and you and your future husband should be the ones making the call, not your mom. You are creating a safe, happy life for yourself. Please be happy. Now, for the next story. My girlfriend, 18-year-old female, and I, 18-year-old female, have been dating for 1.5 years, but none of our family knows. Recently, she has been wanting to tell more people. I told her I'm fine with that, but now she wants me to come out to my family. I've told her I'm not comfortable with that, since they're extremely homophobic and I have no safe place to go if they become abusive or decide to kick me out. The conversation finished there and we moved on. Today, she told me that she found my situation with my family weird and she gave me an ultimatum. Either I tell my family about us or she will break up with me in 6 months. I asked her if she was serious about this, and she answered yes, so I said that I was never going to tell my parents about us in the next 6 months. I told her that right now, I value my safety over our relationship. She then told me that we would break up in 6 months. I asked her if she was still serious about this before continuing. She nodded, and I said, "If you decide we're breaking up in 6 months, I don't want to be with you anymore. Why should I waste these 6 months knowing it'll end soon?" Now she's mad at me and she told me I put her on the spot. She talked to her friends and they're all on her side, obviously, telling me I'm an idiot. So am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. She doesn't get to dictate when you should make those difficult conversations happen. They will happen when you decide, and if she doesn't like that, then she can distance herself. Giving you that ultimatum was incredibly unfair. Is she going to house you? Or pay for medical bills if things go terribly wrong? Which I hope they don't. I wish you the best. She's going to continuously put her wants above your needs. Be careful. She might just be playing some sort of power play. Comment 2, not the idiot. She and her friends sound incredibly sheltered and immature to not understand needing to put your safety over coming out to your family. She didn't even offer to live with you if things went south. If her friends call you an idiot, tell them your ex is an idiot for trying to make you, at best, homeless. Comment 3, even though keeping it a secret is frustrating, it will never carry the same weight as the risk of losing your home. And as someone who has been with you for so long, she should have supported you instead of putting you against another wall. Not the idiot. Now, for the next story. The only person who contacts me on my cell phone during the day is my 30-year-old female boyfriend. He never calls, he only texts. We've been together for 4 months. The issue is that he is super attached. I am not glued to my cell phone and I have no desire to be. At work, I used to keep my cell phone in my bag. My attitude is that if it is urgent, a person will call. If it isn't urgent, they will text, and since it isn't urgent, it doesn't matter if I reply now or in 5 hours when I'm done at work. I work in a high-pressure field that requires being able to focus for long periods of time. 2 months ago, my boyfriend started demanding that I reply to his text messages during the workday. He said he can't go more than 4 hours without hearing from me. I said I would make an effort, but he needed to see a therapist because this is an unhealthy relationship, dynamic. He said he couldn't afford it, so now I'm paying 50% of his therapy bill to make sure he goes to therapy to get help with his attachment issues. I have now been paying for half his therapy for 2 months, but the attachment issues don't seem to be getting better. I am now at a conference and my boyfriend absolutely flipped out because WhatsApp showed that I read his message but didn't respond. He demanded to know why I left him on read. I explained that I was busy, and since his message was just asking how my day was, I figured I would reply after the conference presentations were over for the day. He said I need to make more of an effort to appease his anxiety. I'm starting to think he either isn't going to the therapy appointments at all, or he isn't using them to talk about the issues I need him to resolve. ETA. He has access to my location, so he knows where I am. He says he needs me to reply to his text messages so that he knows I'm not mad at him. So it isn't a safety thing. I could understand that. It seems like purely a control anxiety thing. Would I be the idiot if I flat out turned my cell phone off during work hours so I can focus on work, even though I know it will upset my boyfriend? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Red flags galore. You sound like you have a healthy lifestyle, social balance, and he sounds like a child. Take that extra money you will save on his therapy session and put it towards a nice vacation. Comment 2. Not the idiot. It's only been 4 months, and this entire post is a red flag. Controlling, insecure, guilt-tripping, financially draining, boundary stomping. Forget turning off your phone. Dump this loser. Comment 3. Not the idiot, but stop paying his therapy and prepare to move it on out. This guy is creepy enough that if you break with him, he might threaten to hurt himself or intensify his phone stalking to actual stalking. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my brother I don't want him to meet my daughter? I, 30-year-old female, have an older brother, 34-year-old male, who has gone off the deep end since COVID. He recently started emailing me memes that didn't make sense, which then escalated to a massive text email where he called me a normie. Our mom tells me that he feels like all of his siblings hate him. He doesn't have a job or any friends. I think that he is severely delusional and very mentally unstable. In his most recent email, he said that, "Lately, I have been unsure if women should be able to vote. There are women who are Satanists who purposely get pregnant just so they can unalive the baby as some form of sexual release. And And now trans men are adopting children and making them suck on their nipples as some sort of kink prop, to quote a few things. I told him that I did not want him to ever meet my daughter, 6-month-old, nor do I want to have a relationship with him. I know that there's no issue with cutting off family. However, a huge part of me feels bad. If he is mentally unwell and has nobody to look out for him, is it kind of my responsibility to help him? My mom thinks that I am too harsh and should tolerate him for family events. She thinks that I should still talk to him, but try to focus on the positives. Am I the idiot for cutting him off and never allowing him to meet his niece? Because I think he is mentally unstable, no diagnosis, just my opinion? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. He is not your child. He is your brother. It is your mother's responsibility to look after her son. You have a beautiful and precious little girl to look after and protect. Make firm boundaries. Until your brother has a complete psychological evaluation, is receiving treatment, and stable, there will be no contact. He is obviously delusional and could possibly pose a great risk to your child. Comment 2. In my opinion, once you have your own kids, they are now your family, period. Any BS with siblings, parents, etc. takes a deep backseat to that, so you should feel just fine with cutting him off. You have more important responsibilities, and it sounds like his mom is still there to help. If she isn't getting him the help he sure sounds like he needs, why would it be on you? Comment 3. You get to choose who your daughter interacts with, at least until she's an adult. Just be aware you might be spending Christmas at home if this is your choice. Not the idiot. You do what's best for your family. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.